Let's practice finding the distance between 2 points using the distance formula together. For number 1, we have point A, which is located at -5, +3, and point B located at +1, +9. To get started, I would first recommend labeling your x1, y1 and your x2, y2. Then I would go ahead and write the distance formula, which is distance equals the square root of the quantity of the difference of the x's squared plus the quantity of the difference of the y value squared. At this point, all we're really going to do is go ahead and substitute in these values that we have here. Substituting in first, we have x2, which is going to be 1. We'll take this 1 and take away x1. x1 is -5, so we are taking away a -5. Then we're going to take this whole thing and square it. Then for y2, we have 9, so we're going to take 9 and take away y1, which y1 is 3, so we'll have 9 minus 3, and it's going to be that quantity squared. All right, let's see what's next now. For the difference of the x's, 1 take away -5 just equals 6. So we're going to have the quantity of 6 squared. And if we take a look at the second group of parentheses, 9 minus 3, the difference between those y values is going to be 6, so it's going to be another 6 squared. Now 6 squared is equal to 36, so for both of these we're going to have 36 and 36. And then adding those two 36's together, we're going to get 72. So while root 72 is the distance between points A and B, we should go ahead and simplify this radical. So let's break this 72 up into some smaller factors, maybe like 8 and 9. And let's go ahead and just break these down so we can go ahead and find out what the perfect square or the largest perfect square that's hidden inside of it. Okay, so this would be the prime factorization for 72. And keep in mind that if we pair up two of the same factors, then we're going to get a perfect square, right? So if we pair up this 2 and 2 together, that's going to equal 4. That's a perfect square factor. Also, if we go ahead and pair up a 3 and a 3, that becomes 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. That would be another perfect square factor. And then we have this leftover 2 here that we're going to write over here at the end. So 4 times 9 times 2 does equal 72. And so if we go ahead and take the square root of these values here, remember the square times a square is always another square. So we have the square root of 36 times the square root of 2, right? And the square root of 36 times the square root of 2 does equal the square root of 72. But the square root of 36 is just equal to 6, so this becomes 6 root 2, or 6 times the square root of 2. So in simplest term, the distance here between points A and B is going to be 6 root 2. That would be the distance in simplest terms. For number 2, we have the points C and D. So C is at -2, +2, and D is at -6, -8. We can start off by labeling our x1, y1 and our x2, y2. And it's always a good idea to write down our distance formula that we're going to use as well. Substituting in our values for x2, we have -6, so we'll start by putting a -6 in this first spot. Then we're going to take away x1, which is -2. So we'll go ahead and take away a -2. Let's close off those parentheses and square the difference of those x's. Then we're going to go ahead and add the difference of the y's. Now, y2 is equal to -8, so we have -8 minus y1, and y1 happens to be a +2. So we go ahead and write that, and we're going to square the difference of the y's. Now, -6 minus -2 is going to equal -4. So let's go ahead and just write the quantity of -4 squared. And then if we take this -8 and take away 2, that's going to equal -10. So we're going to add this -10 that's being squared. All right, now -4 squared is equal to 16. So we can go ahead and write that. And -10 squared is equal to 100. So we have 16 plus 100. 16 plus 100 is just equal to 116, so that's going to be our single radical we have at the end. Now let's just see if we can simplify it a bit. So let's see if we can find out if there's a perfect square inside of 116. It's an even number, so we can divide by 2. That's going to be 58. And then half of 58, that's going to be 29. So we can do maybe 2 times 29. So if we go ahead and multiply these two matching numbers, 2 times 2, that's going to be 4. That's a perfect square factor. And then 29 is a prime number, doesn't have a partner. So 4 times 29 is 116. But we can go ahead and write that the square root of 4 times the square root of 29 is equal to the square root of 116. Now, root 4 is just equal to 2. So 2 times the square root of 29 would be the most simplified version for the square root of 116. So for our final simplified answer, let's just write 2 root 29, or 2 times the square root of 29, and that would be the distance between point C and point D. For number 3, we have the points E and F. E is located at 11, 11, and F is located at -13, 8. First, go ahead and label your x1, y1 and your x2, y2. Then get down our distance formula. Substituting our values in, for x2 we have negative 13, so let's go ahead and put that in the first slot here. Negative 13 take away x1. For x1 we just have 11, so go ahead and put 11, then go ahead and end that parentheses and we're going to square the difference there. Then we're going to go ahead and add the difference of the y value. So for y2 we have 8, we're going to take away y1. Now y1 we have 11, so it's 8 minus 11, and it's going to be that difference squared. Now, negative 13 take away 11 is going to be negative 24. So we'll take the quantity negative 24 and square that. And then for the second set of parentheses here, we have 8 minus 11. That's going to be negative 3. So we'll have negative 3 squared. Now for negative 24 squared, that's negative 24 times negative 24. That's positive 576. And then for the negative 3 squared, that's negative 3 times negative 3. That's going to be a positive 9. If we go ahead and add 576 plus 9 together, that's going to bring us to a total of 585. All right, so that's going to be the distance between E and F, but I think this radical might be able to be simplified. Let's go ahead and check it out. So 585, it's a pretty big number, but we know it's divisible by 5 because it ends in 5. So I'm thinking maybe 5 times 117. 5's prime, so we can't break it down. 117 is divisible by 9 and 3. Let's go ahead and use 9 here. 9 times, I think, 13 gets you 117, and then 9 breaks into 3 times 3. Okay, so these would be the prime factors here. And so any two of the same factors will make a perfect square. So 3 and 3 together are going to make 9. So that's going to be a perfect square. And then we have this extra 5 and this extra 13, right? So those didn't have any partners, so we have 5 and 13. Now, if we're going to go ahead and do this, 9's a perfect square, so let's go ahead and break that off itself. And then neither of these had a partner, so they're going to go ahead and join each other again. So the square root of 9, that's going to equal 3, right? So that's going to be 3. And then the square root of 5 times 13, there are no matching pairs, so let's just combine those again to make 65. So the most simplified version of the square root of 585 is going to be 3 root 65. That would be the most simplified distance. Here's number 4. For number 4, we have g at 7, negative 10, and h at negative 10, negative 4. Let's start off by labeling our x1, y1, and x2, y2, and then copying down the distance formula. Just going ahead and substituting some values in here. For x2, we have negative 10, so let's go ahead and put a negative 10, and then let's take away x1. For x1, we have 7. Go ahead and write that in. So that's going to be the difference of the x values. Then we'll go ahead and add the difference of the y values. Now for y2, we have negative 4. So let's go ahead and put negative 4 in, and then take away y1. And y1 looks like it's negative 10. So let's give this negative 10 some parentheses to kind of keep it organized here. And we're going to square that whole thing. Now negative 10 take away 7 is going to be negative 17. So we're going to simplify this to negative 17 squared. And then for the second group of parentheses, negative 4 take away negative 10 is going to be negative 4 plus 10, and that's going to be positive 6. So we're going to get 6 squared. All right, now negative 17 squared is going to be positive 289, and then 6 squared is going to be positive 36. So we have 289 plus 36. Okay, now if we go ahead and add these two together, 289 plus 36, that's going to be a total of 325. Now this would be the distance between g and h, but let's see if we can simplify this radical a bit here. So 325, we can definitely divide this by 5. If we do 325 divided by 5, that's going to equal 65. And then 65 can divide by 5 again, so that's going to be 5 times 13, right? Now if you combine two of these together, 5 and 5, that's going to make 25. That's a perfect square. And this 13 doesn't have a partner, but that's okay. That's just going to stay inside the radical. So the square root of 325 is the same thing as the square root of 25 times the square root of 13. The square root of 25 is 5, and this root 13 is going to stay as an irrational value. So the most simplified version here is going to be 5 root 13. Okay, that would be the distance between these 2 points. Here's number 5. Here we have point I at negative 2, negative 1, and j at 4, 5. Start off by labeling our x1, y1, and x2, y2, then making sure we have the distance formula down correct. Next, let's go ahead and substitute some values in. So for x2, we're going to have 4. So we'll have 4, and we're going to take away the x1 value. x1 looks like it's negative 2, so we're going to put that in parentheses to keep it organized. So let's take that difference and square it, and then let's add the difference of the y values now. So for y2, looks like we have 5. So do 5 and take away y1, and y1 we have -1. So let's go ahead and write that down. And that whole difference of the y's is also going to be squared as well. 4 take away -2 is going to be 4 plus 2, or 6. So let's go ahead and say that the first part simplifies down to the quantity of 6 squared. And then 5 take away -1 is really 5 plus 1. So that's also going to end up being 6. So this is going to be 6 squared again. Now 6 squared is equal to 36, and the other 6 squared is also 36. We have 36 plus 36, and 36 plus 36 is just equal to 72. So this would be our radical. Now if you look back to number 1, looks like we had this square root of 72 as well, and that was 6 root 2. So I'm not going to go ahead and write the work out for this one because we know that the square root of 72 from before is 6 root 2, so let's just steal that information because it's going to be the same here as well. Here's one last problem. For number 6, we have point K at root 2, comma, -7 root 3, and point L at 4 root 2, comma, 8 root 3. Now these points might look a little bit more intimidating because of the radicals, but let's just make sure we follow the same process. Start off by labeling our x1, y1, and x2, y2. Then going ahead and writing down our distance formula. Next, we're going to go ahead and make some substitutions. So for x2, we have this 4 root 2, so let's take the 4 times the square root of 2, and let's find the difference between that and x1. Now, x1 is just root 2. Let's go ahead and put that over here. So that's going to be the difference of the x's squared. We're going to add the difference of the y squared. Now for y2, we have 8 root 3. Go ahead and write 8 root 3. And then we're going to take away y1, and y1 is going to be this -7 root 3. So let's go ahead and just take that whole thing. And the difference of those, we're going to go ahead and square them. So this would be the square root of all of this information would be the distance for these 2 points. Now if we take this 4 root 2 and take away one of these root 2's, that's going to leave us with 3 root 2. So let's go ahead and write 3 root 2. This whole thing is going to be squared. And then if we take a look over here, we have 8 of these root 3's, but we're taking away a -7 root 3. So it's really 8 root 3's plus 7 root 3's. 8 plus 7 is 15. So we're going to have 15 of these root 3's now, and that whole thing is going to be squared. Alrighty, now if we're going to go ahead and square this 3 root 2, keep in mind that's going to be 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So 3 times 3, that's going to equal 9. And square root of 2 times the square root of 2 just becomes a regular 2. Okay, so or you can think about that as the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is just equal to 2. Now, 9 times 2 is equal to 18, so that's what this is going to be equal to. All right, so we're going to say this is going to be equal to 18. And then for this 15 root 3, we're going to go ahead and square that. That's really 15 root 3 multiplied by another 15 root 3. Now 15 and 15 multiplied together, that's going to be 225. And then root 3 times root 3, that's just equal to 3. Or you can think about that as root 3 times root 3 is the square root of 9, but the square root of 9 just ends up being 3 anyway. Okay, now 225 times 3, that's going to be 675. So let's go ahead and write that inside the radical here. Okay, so we're going to say plus 675. Next, we're going to go ahead and add 18 and 675, and that's going to be 693. And now this is the distance between K and L, but let's see if we can find some perfect square factors hidden inside of it so we can break this down a little bit. So we have 693. I know it's divisible by 3 and by 9. If you add up all their digits, it is divisible by 9. So I think this is going to be 9 times 77. And then 77 breaks down into 11 times 7, and 9 will break down into 3 times 3, right? Now let's see, if we have any matching factors, looks like we have 3 and 3 together, that's going to make 9, that's a perfect square. And then let's see, this 11 and 7, they don't have any partners, so we can just write 11 and 7. And if we're going to write these as radicals, we can say root 9 is a perfect square, 7 and 11 don't have partners, so let's go ahead and just put them together again. Now the square root of 9 is going to be 3, and 11 times 7 is 77, so that can't be broken down anymore. So the most simplest radical we can write here is going to be 3 root 77, and that's the simplified version for the square root of 693. So this would be our distance. Alrighty, so there you have 6 different practice problems on using the distance formula to find the distance between 2 points. All these points happen to be diagonal from each other, and so we just simplified the radicals the best we could so that they're in simplest terms, and that's basically it. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Please consider giving it a thumbs up, and as always, keep up the great work, and I'll see you in the next one.